Natalia adjusted her hearing aid. The school hallway buzzed with noise. It was overwhelming sometimes. She found solace in the quiet corners of the library, or in the company of her best friend Anna. Anna understood. She never made Natalia feel different. Anna was popular, always surrounded by friends. Natalia was quieter, more reserved, but together they were inseparable. They shared secrets, dreams, and a love for vintage fashion. Anna would find unique pieces, and Natalia would alter them. They made a great team. One Friday afternoon, Anna rushed up to Natalia. Her eyes were sparkling. "You won't believe who I met!" she exclaimed. Natalia could tell from Anna's excitement that this was no ordinary encounter. This was something different, something intriguing. Anna had met a new boy, and they had been texting non-stop. Natalia was happy for her, but she couldn't help but feel a pang of jealousy. High school dating was complicated. There were moments of joy, but also moments of discomfort. Natalia had faced harassment before, and it left her wary of new relationships. But Anna was always there to support her, to listen and to understand. They talked about everything, from their dreams to their fears, and even about sex and relationships. Their bond was unbreakable, no matter what challenges they faced. But things took a turn when they both fell for the same guy, Ryan. Ryan was charming, and soon both girls found themselves entangled in a web of emotions. The tension between Natalia and Anna grew, leading to heated arguments and hurt feelings. Natalia felt betrayed when she discovered Anna and Ryan had been intimate. They tried to talk it out, but the pain was too deep. One night, things escalated when all three ended up together, leading to a complicated and confusing threesome. Natalia was torn between her feelings for Ryan and her loyalty to Anna. The situation became even more complicated when Ryan started spending more time with Zoe, another girl from their school. Natalia felt abandoned and heartbroken as Ryan's attention shifted. In the end, Natalia and Anna realized that their friendship was more important than any boy. They reconciled, vowing never to let a guy come between them again. Ryan ended up with Zoe, but Natalia and Anna's bond remained unbreakable. Ryan even learned sign language to communicate better with Natalia, showing his dedication. Ryan. The name echoed in the hallways, whispered among the students like a secret too juicy to keep. He was the new kid, but there was something different about him. It wasn't just his looks or his demeanor. It was an aura, a presence that seemed to command attention without demanding it. Anna kept repeating his name. She was captivated, almost obsessed. "Ryan this, Ryan that," she would say, her eyes lighting up with every mention. It was as if she had discovered a hidden treasure. He sounded older, more sophisticated than the boys in their class. His voice carried a weight, a depth that was unusual for someone his age. His words were carefully chosen, each sentence crafted with a precision that left everyone hanging on his every word. Anna had met him at a local coffee shop. She had been there to study, but Ryan had quickly become the center of her attention. The way he carried himself, the confidence in his stride, it was all so mesmerizing. He was a writer, she explained, working on his first novel. The way she described him, it was as if he was a character straight out of one of his own stories, mysterious, brooding, and incredibly talented. He was mysterious, charming, and clearly had made quite the impression on Anna. She couldn't stop talking about his piercing eyes, his enigmatic smile, and the way he seemed to understand her in a way no one else did. Natalia listened patiently as Anna gushed about Ryan. She trusted Anna's judgment, but she couldn't help but feel a twinge of concern. Anna was usually so level-headed, but this time she seemed almost bewitched. But something about this stranger made her uneasy. Maybe it was the way Anna described him, or perhaps it was the intensity of Anna's feelings. Natalia couldn't quite put her finger on it, but she knew something was off. Maybe it was the age difference. Ryan seemed so much older, not just in years, but in experience. It was as if he had seen and done things that were far beyond their high school world, or the intensity in Anna's voice. She spoke about him with such fervor, such passion, that it was almost unsettling. It was as if Ryan had cast a spell on her, and she was completely under his influence. Whatever it was, Natalia couldn't shake off the feeling that something wasn't quite right. She had always been the cautious one, the one who looked before she leapt. And right now, her instincts were screaming at her to be careful. Anna insisted they meet him. She was so excited, practically bouncing with anticipation. "You'll love him," she said, her eyes sparkling. "He's amazing." Natalia could see the joy in her friend's eyes, but it only made her more determined to keep a watchful eye. Just a casual encounter at the coffee shop. Natalia hesitated. She wasn't sure. The idea of meeting this enigmatic stranger made her uneasy, but she didn't want to disappoint Anna. But Anna could be persuasive. She had a way of making everything sound like a grand adventure, and Natalia found it hard to say no to her best friend. And so, despite her reservations, Natalia found herself agreeing to the meeting. She just hoped that her instincts were wrong, and that Ryan was everything Anna believed him to be. As they sat in the coffee shop, Natalia couldn't help but notice the way Ryan's eyes lingered on Anna. It was intense, almost predatory. She wondered if Anna noticed it too, or if she was too smitten to see. Natalia's mind raced with thoughts of the stories she had heard about older boys taking advantage of younger girls. She didn't want to believe that Ryan was like that, but the way he looked at Anna made her uneasy. She had heard whispers of other girls who had been charmed by older boys, only to be left heartbroken and used. She didn't want Anna to be another one of those stories. Natalia decided to keep a close eye on Ryan. She didn't want to jump to conclusions, but she also didn't want to ignore her instincts. She would protect Anna, no matter what. As the days went by, Natalia noticed more and more things that made her uneasy. The way Ryan would touch Anna's arm, the way he would lean in close when he talked to her. It all felt too intimate, too soon. She tried to talk to Anna about it, but Anna brushed her off. "You're just being paranoid," she said. "Ryan would never hurt me." Natalia wanted to believe her, but she couldn't ignore the red flags. But Natalia couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. She would keep watching, and she would be there for Anna if she needed her, no matter what. The rumors started to spread, whispers of Ryan being involved with multiple girls at the same time. Natalia heard that he had been seen with Zoe, another girl from their school. Anna was devastated when she found out. She confronted Ryan, but he denied everything, saying it was just gossip. But the rumors persisted, and soon it became clear that Ryan had been playing both Anna and Zoe. The situation escalated when it was revealed that Ryan had been involved in a threesome with Anna and Zoe. The news spread like wildfire, causing a massive scandal in the school. Natalia tried to comfort Anna, but the damage was done. Anna felt used and heartbroken. She couldn't believe that Ryan, the boy she had fallen for, had been so deceitful. In the end, Ryan ended up with Zoe. Anna was left to pick up the pieces of her shattered heart. Natalia stayed by her side, helping her through the pain and betrayal. The experience left a lasting impact on all of them. It was a harsh lesson in trust and betrayal, one that they would never forget. But through it all, Natalia and Anna's friendship remained strong, proving that true friends are there for each other, no matter what. The coffee shop was bustling. Anna spotted him first. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee filled the air, mingling with the sound of laughter and chatter. It was a typical Saturday morning, but for Anna, it was anything but ordinary. She had been looking forward to this moment all week, ever since they had decided to meet in person. The anticipation had been building up, and now here he was, just a few steps away. Ryan was even more handsome in person. His photos didn't do him justice. There was a certain charm about him that was hard to capture in a picture. His presence was magnetic, drawing her in with an almost irresistible force. Tall, with dark hair and piercing blue eyes. His gaze was intense, yet inviting, making it hard for anyone to look away. It was as if his eyes held 1,000 stories, each one more intriguing than the last. He greeted them with a warm smile. It was the kind of smile that made you feel like you were the most important person in the room. His smile had a way of putting people at ease, making them feel comfortable and welcomed. Natalia was drawn to his easy confidence. He carried himself with a grace that was both natural and captivating. It was clear that he was comfortable in his own skin, and that confidence was contagious. He made her feel at ease. Their conversations were effortless. They talked about everything and nothing, losing track of time as the hours flew by. It was as if they had known each other for years, even though they had just met. Ryan was a good listener. He paid attention to every word she said, making her feel valued and understood. It was rare to find someone who truly listened, and Natalia appreciated that about him. He seemed genuinely interested in Natalia's life. He asked questions that showed he cared, that he wanted to know her on a deeper level. It wasn't just small talk. He was genuinely curious about her thoughts, her dreams, and her experiences. He would sign to her sometimes, even though he wasn't fluent. It was a small gesture, but it meant the world to her. It showed that he was willing to make an effort to connect with her in a way that was meaningful to her. It was the effort that touched Natalia. The fact that he was willing to learn and adapt for her spoke volumes about his character. It wasn't just about the grand gestures, it was the little things that made a big difference. He showered her with compliments and small gifts, vintage jewelry, rare books, tickets to a concert. Each gift was thoughtful, showing that he paid attention to her interests and passions. It was clear that he had put a lot of thought into each gift, making sure it was something she would love. Natalia found herself falling for him. His attention was intoxicating. She felt like she was living in a dream, one she didn't want to wake up from. Every moment with him felt magical, like they were the only two people in the world. She had never felt so special, so seen. It was as if he had unlocked a part of her that she didn't even know existed. She felt more alive, more herself, when she was with him. But a part of her still remained cautious. She couldn't shake off the feeling that it was all too good to be true. She'd been hurt before, and she didn't want to go through that pain again. She couldn't ignore the nagging voice in her head, the one that kept reminding her of the potential pitfalls, the one that warned her to be careful, to protect her heart, the one that reminded her of the age difference. It was a significant gap, one that could not be easily overlooked. She wondered if it would become an issue in the future, if it would create a divide between them, the one that whispered doubts about their future, about whether this whirlwind romance could stand the test of time. She wondered if they were moving too fast, if they were getting caught up in the excitement of the moment. Their dates were magical, filled with laughter and shared moments. They held hands, walked together, and explored new places. Each date felt like an adventure, a new chapter in their story. Their intimacy grew, and with it, the physical connection. They shared kisses that left her breathless, moments that felt electric. It was a passion she had never experienced before, and it was exhilarating. But there were times when Ryan's advances felt too forward. Natalia found herself questioning his intentions, wondering if he respected her boundaries. She didn't want to rush into anything, and she needed to know that he felt the same way. There were moments of discomfort, where she had to assert her limits. Ryan would apologize, but the unease lingered. She needed to be sure that he understood and respected her boundaries. Natalia confided in her friends, seeking their advice. They reminded her to stay true to herself and to be cautious. They encouraged her to take things slow and to make sure that she was comfortable with the pace of the relationship. She decided to take things slow, to ensure that their relationship was built on mutual respect and understanding. She wanted to make sure that they were on the same page, that they were both committed to making the relationship work. They had a serious conversation about boundaries and respect. It was a turning point, one that would define the future of their relationship. They both agreed to be open and honest with each other, to communicate their needs and to respect each other's boundaries. With open communication and mutual respect, they found a way to move forward. Their bond grew stronger, built on a foundation of trust and understanding. They knew that it wouldn't always be easy, but they were committed to making it work, together. However, the drama was far from over. At a party, Natalia discovered that Ryan had been seeing other girls. The revelation hit her like a ton of bricks. She felt betrayed and humiliated. Confrontations ensued. Natalia wasn't the only one who felt deceived. Other girls, including her friend Zoe, had also been involved with Ryan. The tension was palpable and friendships were tested. The situation escalated when it was revealed that Ryan had been involved in threesomes with some of the girls. The betrayal cut deep, and the group was torn apart by the revelations. Natalia felt lost and heartbroken. She couldn't believe that Ryan, who had seemed so perfect, had been hiding such a dark side. The trust she had placed in him was shattered. In the midst of the chaos, Ryan ended up with Zoe. It was a twist that Natalia hadn't seen coming. She felt a mix of anger and sadness, wondering how things had gone so wrong. Determined to move on, Natalia decided to focus on herself. She knew that she deserved better, and she was ready to leave the drama behind. It was time to heal and to find her own path forward. Chapter 4. Shadows of Doubt. A Mother's Intuition. Natalia's mother, Eve, was wary of Ryan from the start. Mothers have a way of sensing these things. She didn't like the age difference, or the way he seemed to shower Natalia with gifts. It felt excessive, calculated even. Eve tried to talk to Natalia, to warn her, but Natalia was blinded by her feelings. She accused her mother of overreacting, of not understanding. The more Eve pushed, the more Natalia withdrew. Eve decided to take matters into her own hands. She started making inquiries about Ryan. She discovered he wasn't exactly who he claimed to be. There were inconsistencies in his stories, whispers of a past he seemed determined to keep hidden. The drama escalated when it was revealed that Ryan had been involved with multiple girls at school. Natalia found out that she wasn't the only one. Ryan had been seeing her best friend Zoe too. The betrayal cut deep, and the school was abuzz with rumors of threesomes and secret rendezvous. Natalia felt humiliated and heartbroken. She couldn't believe Ryan had chosen Zoe over her. The more she thought about it, the more she realized how blind she had been. Natalia decided it was time to move on and focus on herself. She knew she deserved better than Ryan's lies and deceit. And with that, Natalia began to rebuild her life, stronger and wiser. The shadows of doubt had lifted, and a new chapter was about to begin. Chapter 5. Torn Between Loyalty and Love. Section 5. Anna's Dilemma. Torn Between Loyalty and Love. Anna watched the growing connection between Natalia and Ryan with a mix of envy and despair. She had always been the one to bring people together, the glue that held her friend group intact. But this time her efforts seemed to backfire. She felt like an outsider in her own circle, watching from the sidelines as her friends grew closer without her. She had introduced them, hoping to play the role of matchmaker. It was supposed to be a fun experiment, a way to see if her instincts about people were right. She never imagined it would lead to such a complicated situation. The more she saw them together, the more she questioned her own feelings and the choices she had made. But somewhere along the way, her feelings for Ryan had deepened. It started with innocent conversations, shared laughs, and moments of understanding that seemed to go beyond friendship. She found herself looking forward to their interactions, cherishing every small moment they shared. She found herself falling for him too. Every time he smiled at her, her heart skipped a beat. She couldn't deny the growing attraction, even though she knew it was wrong. The guilt gnawed at her, but her feelings for Ryan only grew stronger with each passing day. Torn between her loyalty to Natalia and her growing feelings for Ryan, Anna found herself in a difficult position. She valued her friendship with Natalia deeply, but her emotions for Ryan were becoming impossible to ignore. She felt like she was being pulled in two different directions, each choice leading to potential heartbreak. She couldn't help but feel a pang of jealousy every time she saw them together. The easy banter, the shared smiles, the undeniable chemistry. It was like a knife twisting in her heart, reminding her of what she couldn't have. She wondered if Ryan ever noticed her longing glances, or if he was too wrapped up in Natalia to see her. It was all too much to bear. The weight of her emotions was overwhelming, and she felt like she was drowning in a sea of confusion and heartache. She couldn't sleep, her mind constantly replaying moments with Ryan and Natalia, trying to make sense of her tangled feelings. Anna decided to confide in her other friend, Julie. She needed someone to talk to, someone who could understand her predicament without judgment. Julie had always been a good listener, and Anna hoped she could offer some much-needed advice. Julie was known for her pragmatic advice and her no-nonsense approach to life. She had a way of cutting through the emotional fog and seeing things clearly. Anna hoped that Julie's perspective could help her find a way out of this emotional turmoil. Maybe Julie could offer a fresh perspective. Anna hoped that by talking to her, she could find some clarity and figure out what to do next. She needed to understand her own heart and make a decision that she could live with. A way out of this emotional maze. She needed to find a balance between her loyalty to her friend and her own feelings, and she hoped Julie could help her navigate this complicated situation. The stakes were high, and Anna knew that whatever decision she made would have lasting consequences. Dating in high school was already a minefield, with rumors and gossip spreading like wildfire. Anna knew that if she made a move on Ryan, it could lead to backlash and even harassment from her peers. The social dynamics were complex, and she feared becoming the subject of cruel whispers and judgmental stares. The pressure to conform to social expectations was immense. She had heard stories of other girls being shamed or bullied for their dating choices, and she feared becoming the next target. The fear of social ostracism weighed heavily on her mind. Despite the risks, Anna knew she had to follow her heart. She couldn't live in fear of what others might think or say. She needed to find the courage to be true to herself, even if it meant facing difficult consequences. It was a daunting path, but she knew that being honest with herself and her friends was the only way to find true happiness. The situation took a darker turn when Anna discovered that Ryan had been intimate with both her and Natalia. The betrayal cut deep, and the trust she had in her friends shattered. The revelation of their secret encounters left her feeling used and discarded. Confrontations erupted, and the once tight-knit group began to fracture. Accusations flew, and the emotional wounds deepened. The drama escalated when it was revealed that Ryan had also been involved with Julie, another girl in their circle. The tangled web of relationships became even more complicated. The situation reached a boiling point when a rumor spread about a threesome involving Ryan, Natalia, and Eve. The scandal rocked the school, and the gossip mill went into overdrive. Anna felt humiliated and betrayed, her emotions a whirlwind of anger and sadness. In the end, Ryan chose to be with Zoe, leaving both Anna and Natalia heartbroken. The fallout from the drama left lasting scars on their friendships and their reputations. Anna struggled to pick up the pieces of her shattered heart, knowing that the trust she once had in her friends was forever changed. The experience taught Anna a harsh lesson about love, loyalty, and the complexities of teenage relationships. She realized that sometimes the people you trust the most can hurt you the deepest. As she walked away from the wreckage of her past, she vowed to be stronger and more cautious in the future. The situation took a tragic turn when Natalia passed away unexpectedly. The grief was overwhelming, and Ryan was seen signing to her at her memorial, a poignant moment that left everyone in tears. Adding to the turmoil, Ryan's mother began harassing him at his job, blaming him for the chaos and heartbreak that had ensued. The pressure was immense, and Ryan struggled to cope with the mounting stress. The revelation of Ryan's affair with Julie further complicated matters. The tangled web of relationships and betrayals left everyone reeling, and the once close-knit group was left in tatters. In the end, the lessons learned were harsh and unforgiving. The complexities of love, loyalty, and teenage relationships had left deep scars, and the path to healing was long and arduous.